to see what it's like to take this course in anger? Heck, so am I, and I am terrified. But coming up next, I'm going to get behind the wheel of one of these brand new M4s with 425 horsepower and take it around Road America, which is a very daunting task, especially for somebody like myself who's almost died in an M3. And don't expect fast, because I'm going to be nervous, is coming up next on the Fast Lane Car. All right, here I am in the M4 this time on the track by myself. So I gotta tell you, I'm a little nervous given the history of this car and myself. You know, I almost did kill myself in an M3. So I will not be pushing the limits of this vehicle, I can promise you that. Because I'm not a race car driver, I'm not gonna pretend to be one. I just want to get a sense for it, kind of how it drives. I'll put an M1 mode. Thank you, and away we go. My seat up a little bit. We got the paddle shifters. Here we go. Luckily, I'm up on the track first, so there aren't a lot of people ahead of me. And better yet, there aren't a lot of people behind me, which would be terrifying because I'm being passed all the time. So here's my first turn. Let's see, remember what the instructor told me. Nice, those shifts are phenomenal. Oh my God. And these ceramic brakes, oh God. Oh, just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. My hands are sweating. Now here we just go right at the sign. Keep it nice and straight. Okay, sport mode. Suspension sport. Good, we got it all going on now. I want to make sure we're in the right setting. Here we go. Braking way late here. Downshifting, bring it around. Oh yeah. Wrong gear. There we go, second. Now I've got some power. Let me see who's behind me. Third, hit this a little bit, coming around a little too hard there. Downshift, wrong gear. Okay, this corner, he said just tap the brake slightly. Look where I want to go, not where I am. You know, the sense I get from this car is that they really managed the essentials right. And what I mean by that is the downside to these cars was always, or the upside to these cars was always their steering. What made this car such a wonderful car was that it was incredibly precise. It would go exactly where you want it to go. And I was a little worried that when they switched to electric steering, you'd lose that. But you know what? It's really precise. I can really tell where the wheels are, and this is a big car. The old M3 that I used to drive, the E46, was much smaller, and this M4, of course, is wider. The whole thing is just a lot bigger, and it's a little more daunting to take a big car around the track than it is to do so in a smaller car. But yeah, the steering is so precise. Okay, brake, into this turn, bring it around. Once again, wrong gear, amateur mistake. Listen to that engine. Oh my God. Almost overcooked that corner. You know, one of the things I definitely don't want to do is overcook a corner here, because the runoff is not non-existent. It's just a lot smaller than our TFL test track. All right, here's some long straightaway. Now they say this is 150-mile-an-hour straightaway. So coming up this hill, it's a little scary because I know it's straight up there, but my God, there we go, 120. I've got it floored. Still floored. There's 140. Flying. 6th gear, 150. And hit those brakes hard, and I broke way too early. I could have kept on that power for a lot longer. As I get around this track the second time, I'm learning to trust the car a little bit more. Figuring out kind of where the limits are. And you know, one of the things we always like to say is that we're not race car drivers at TFL, so we don't pretend to be race car drivers, but my God, I'm a race car driver! No, I'm not a race car driver. My heart is pounding, my hands are sweating, and I'm racing in the big leagues, ladies and gentlemen, and I love it! Look at that! Oh my gosh, is this car phenomenal! When you get that excited about a car, what tends to happen is you tend to overcook the corner. I don't want to do that. Back end does come around nicely. You can use the throttle response to control the back end. I fear I'm not a good enough driver to do that. I wish I were, but I'm not. But yeah, you can do that. This is something that hopefully as I progress in my racing career I'll get better at. There is just the slightest bit of turbo lag. I know there are two turbos and they're very small and they spool up very quick, but there is just the slightest hint of turbo lag as I'm flogging this car. Right there, I'm floored right now. Finally, there comes the power. I think in a word, this is the carousel by the way, a long, sweeping turn. I think in a word that I would use to describe this car is precise. This has definitely got that German engineering alles in Ordnung, especially for the track. Everything has been tailored to making this as close to a race car, I think, as you can get, and still have something that you can drive on the street. And in the old days, you had this compromise because obviously the track car would beat you up, would beat the hell out of you on the road, and then it was perfect on the track. But now with these dual clutch transmissions, with adaptive shock absorbers, all this stuff that allows a car to be basically salt and pepper at the same time, which is phenomenal when you think about it, that you can have a vehicle that can do all that. Drive it to work, take your mom to church, and then open it up like this on the straightaway and take it to 150 miles an hour. Now, believe it or not, I want more power now. I'm being drunk. I'm just completely drunk with the M experience. And I want more power. It's 140. I'm gonna see how deep I can take it into this corner. Oh, I'm just too chicken. I'm not gonna. Oh my God, those brakes! Oh! So, I didn't kill myself, and I wish I could take the credit, but it's really not me. It's really all the electronics and all the modern technology that basically gives the car the ability to go where you're pointing it. I wish it were me, but in this case, it certainly is. Oh, look at the sound of that. It's just amazing. It's all of the technology that's stuffed into the new M4. Thanks for watching, and check out tflcar.com for more everyday reviews. See you next time. This is Roman saying bye. I gotta go out there again because now I'm hooked.